I had to cut this in after the short intro I made is I'm Future Frank. The last video is actually 2 years ago, which I uploaded 3 months ago from a trip to the Pyrenees in France, reaching Andorra on this Trans-Euro train. Good morning from Djerba, Tunisia. First off, thank you very much for all the questions and thumbs up and sharing of my latest pictures and mini videos I made from Tunisia here. So let's quickly get to the points. No intro, no coffee making, just straight to the Scrambler. And I explain you how I have set it up for my longer trips when I ride it. The Scrambler has now, I think, 83,000, almost 85,000 kilometers on it. And the best way I start is, that is a model 2019, one of the first which came out of the production line. So anyway, let's start from the top. I thought I go from the top or I'll forget everything. I made a list before and, I forgot everything. So I thought the best way is to start from the handlebars. And then we move down here and then I do the Mosko bags, how I have set them up. Many people asked about that. So let's do this from the top. So mirrors, original mirrors. Why I have the originals one on it. I mean, there are those mirrors for off-road riding which you put in. Listen, guys, I crashed so many times. They didn't break, not even the glass until now. Knock on wood. But what I did, so on the handlebars, all the screws and balls are not recommended Newton meter, Newton value, what you should put them. I released them a little bit and put what you call this Loctite blue on it. The reason why is before I crashed the first time, the whole thing was, the lever broke. Of course, the Scrambler standard handguards are trashed. They broke on the first fall with the bike. So when I learned from some motocross guys that they never tie up their balls. So I did the same and until now it's good. When I fall, it just moves around, but gives protection and I don't break any plastic parts because I had this broken here and that broken. So I learned by not knowing what to do when you do off-road. So, an example with the mirrors, when I fall, they just move easily. Okay, so they don't break. If you plan to go off-road even a little bit, and you're not experienced like me, you will fall. So don't cry when you break something. Okay, that's the first thing. Even when it's little gravel roads, you will come in a situation where you think, I can ride fast. And then it happens when you never expect it happens. And then this will break first. So put the bark busters on it. Don't make them tight. Have them loose that they can move around when you fall. If you make them really tight, the whole fork assembly, everything comes bended over. I had that before, not the forks bended, but you have to adjust then and lose you have to untie every screw and bolt and get it all straightened out again. If you have it like a bit loose all with Loctite, you just can put the front tire against a tree or stone and make it all straight, bolts out, Loctite in, and off you go. Yeah, that's about here. I don't know if this gives me any protection, maybe in my head. So that's my navigation holder. I know there's more expensive stuff like RAM, what I use for the Insta 360. But honestly, this thing costed me maybe $10 or something on Amazon. And I have, what's it called? Not Blueberry, not Blackberry. I think it's called Blueberry. Those phones from China. BV 9600. And I do all my navigation on it, everything. And it fell down many times. That is holding even in, for me, hard off-road sections, if I come across them. I added power supply for USB to load everything up. Here, like example, desert. When you're in the desert, like what happened to me couple of weeks ago. I was sandblasted in a sandstorm, and you get sand inside here. It's quite annoying because then when you crash and all is full of sand, those electronics are getting stuck. So what I will learn from the locals, when they take the tourists off into the desert with their quads, they put plastic bags, those cheap plastic bags over it and tie it all up. Perfect. I did this already. No more trouble with that. Easy solution there. Okay, let's go to the front. Here, I didn't like the plastic one. So I put the poik on metal. It's fine, bend it, of course. Then I have this. I would not buy this again because it's hard to clean. There are some aftermarket protectors for the front lamp. And this is the original from Triumph. Don't get it because cleaning is really hard because you don't have any space to go in there. So there are some aftermarket ones which are much better. Then we got here my indicators are all standard. Why is that? Look, I replace only stuff when it breaks. And those, even when I had this big crash and broke my shoulder, they just bend. They're very flexible, even when they look tough now, but it's all very flexible. So why should I replace them? I had them replaced in the first months when I got the bike because they were all flooded when I was going into rain. So look at your warranty stuff, really. Let's go further down here. I have the standard mudguard from Triumph, not mudguard, a radiator guard, which is okay. Keep some of the stones not hitting straight into the radiator. Then I have from Tamarid the higher fender setup, which I don't really recommend. It's for people who are riding on Sundays. I mean, it looks nice. Do I get it again? No. First, hellish expensive, and I thought it's a bit longer, at least to here, so you're not getting all wet, or when you're riding in mud or on wet gravel or something like this, because the tire, you know, the splash of the water is going this direction, the wind catches it, and you get completely sprayed, okay? So I'm thinking now, looking at the old, like a Honda Transalp, they had them, I think, in the first editions, or the BMWs, the first Dagard GS ones, they have the long plastic fenders, and it's strong plastic. I will replace that probably. Anyway, but if you ride only on the weekends, nice weather, tarmac, that's nice looking. For my purpose, not recommended. Yeah, what else? Then everybody asked me about this. The reason why I use it, this cost me $3. I replace it now and then because I tried before to extend this plastic part here down to here. When you go into muddy condition, which happens sometimes, all the mud is getting stuck here. No tire like this TKC80 will help you to clean this out because it's just a finger space here, okay? So I did not extend it. I had it extended with the plastic one, but then the mud gets stuck and it's just a mess. I just wanted to keep this part really short, but have it flexible in the end, which keeps the radiator completely clean. I rarely hear a click or clong when I ride a little bit faster over gravel roads, so the gravel is not hitting this area and not even this area of concern here from the radiator tubing. Okay, then I have those lamps, very strong. I have them only connected when I use them. When I know it's getting late, I connect them because they use a lot of power and I don't want to have the risk of running the battery empty. You could run a cable through, I think there's an empty switch on the Scrambler, but to be honest, that cable is very thick and it has also safety switches in it. It gives me a lot of light. Really good. Got them on Amazon. Don't ask me for the company. I'm not sponsored in any way and probably will never be, or won't, I don't know, because it's all a hobby and fun. Then the side back connectors, this ones here, they are from SW Motec. I think it's a German company. And they are very, very, very strong. If you go off-road, get them. I didn't have them at the first time, and when I fall, I ditched my tank. The cover here, not on the other side, but anyway, it's scars of pleasure. But get them. If you plan off-road, put them first on. I bended mine when I crashed on the left side. It was up to here. And I thought, oh, I just bend it back with some buddies of mine. Impossible. We had to remove them, heat them up with welding torch and hammer it down in position again. It's very strong. It's really well protecting your area here and on the other side for the exhaust. Then that's the standard engine guard. Nothing special there. That's the standard skid plate. For the skid plate, I have that Patagonia skid plate from Tamarit as well. Do not recommend it at all. If you are, there's a funny word for it I heard online, pavement princess. You know, Sunday riding nice and all this, making nice pictures and I don't know what else, then it's nice. But if you have this and the Patagonian Tamarit and this one protecting your bike, you have to remove everything to get to your coolant down here. Or when you have any problems, you have to remove all this. And if you installed this by yourself like I did, it's work, you know, to remove all that. And the Tamarit Patagonian skid plate is heavy as hell. It gives you more protection here because it's coming up all the way down around here. But to be honest, knock on wood again, never happened to me that I had any problems, okay? Because the Scrambler is high. It has a high ground clearance. Also with the Patagonian skid plate to say, sorry, moving around, is to say, I had it fitted one time and looked at it and removed it immediately. It's shorter. It goes only until here. And if you see here, I have a custom-made extension made here because exactly here's the oil filter, the oil pan, okay? And it's not long enough. When I ride a little bit faster on, let me see if I can get the camera right here. If I ride faster on gravel, I've never had this, you know, but it was always a concern. So this trip I had this made with a buddy of mine, measured it all out, screwed it up here, and perfect now. The Patagonian Tamarin, for beauty, it's nice, it looks nice. Functionality, zero. And hell heavy. This is aluminium. You see, I don't have any, just normal skidding. It's fine. You know, I mean, I don't jump around like a maniac, but it's fine. Okay. So what else when we are down here? Let me adjust the camera again. This part, I had bended this inward one time, okay? I had to order that new. I fell down. That was before I got those guys here, okay? Also, what I really recommend is do not remove those. Even they look silly, they protect you, okay? What else? When you look at your Scrambler, that's the main bolts for the frame, for the swing arm. This is like silicone, and the one you get, it's plastic. You go off-road a little bit hard, the plastic will rattle loose and you will lose them. So those are like silicone plugs I found on Amazon. Regarding this area, you ride muddy conditions because it's not really meant to go heavy in mud, this bike, okay? It's capable, of course, I do it, but you have to, when you're riding one day in mud and the next day it's getting dry, you have to remove this. I have some shorts on Instagram, I think, on it. You have to remove it and clean the sprocket area or you will destroy your rain because mud, when it's getting dry, it's like cement. And there's no way to get the mud is coming out by itself. Keep that in mind. So quickly to the chain and sprockets. They are not the originals anymore. I think I changed the chain, the original Triumph chain and sprocket, immediately after 2,000-3,000 kilometers because they started to corrode already. So since then I'm riding AFAM and the size is 525 XSR2. And so far this is the second set. keep in mind, I'm now over 80,000 kilometers. So I'm very happy. I keep it always nice and loose, so it's not getting tight when I'm messing around in the mud or in the dirt or on gravel, where you have little jumps sometimes happening unintentionally for me. Okay, let's go to the front brakes. Nothing special here. Last Morocco trip, a stone hit my disc brake and bended it a little bit, but I made it safe later on. I just was riding it and adjusted always a little bit the brake pads, switched them around, and that was it, because it was time anyway. That's the second set of this brakes I do myself, the front and the rear as well. No problems there. For the forks, I have neoprene protectors here when I go off-road. Get them on Amazon, put them around the Swiss Clad, and then I put them as well there with zip ties. Okay, forgot something why I have those here. I just have them on top. Those, I don't know what you call this, brackets, Amazon, probably China wear. I sometimes have the Krieger bags mounted here on the left and on the right side. Something else, why do I have heat wrap here? It's not for the look. Pure purpose is, when I started off-roading and fall down, I had my leg somewhere here on my arm. You come shopping when you are on a road trip or something, you put a plastic bag there, it's get melted very fast, but I have it really only for security reasons there, that I don't burn myself, because you can touch this when the engine is really hot. No problem there. Let's go around. Don't forget anything. Same setup here. Here you can see the silicone which I put here, protecting well. Engine looks a mess right now. Should clean it soon again. What else to say on this part before I go here? Nothing further to say. Now, I just open that, and you will see I will not lose it. Many lost theirs already when they went off-road. I had this once, and immediately I know those, after some time, months, they get really hard, and it's not anymore holding it off-road. It's always rattling around. So I just put one of those GoPro security 3M stickers there, cable tie up here, and that is like a very strong metal thingy. Don't know the word. Excuse me. So that's it. Then when we're coming up here, do the air now. It's the air filter is behind here. Before in Morocco, I was running a DNA filter. It's recommended by everyone. You get more boost, and cleaning is easier. Believe me, when you're on the desert and you have a sandstorm, or you play around for 1 or 2 weeks like me in the desert, it's worse, because it clogs really up, because it's oil in there, and I'm just a regular rider. I don't notice the power increase, really, I don't. This bike has enough power, so or so. So what I do also is to protect this. This is not really, when you get it, there is like foam behind this area. What I do is, when I know I'm going for a longer ride in the desert, I just close this all up with military tape. Remove all this, it's quickly, and then just put this in. Now I just have 2 air filter sets with me. I have one fresh one in when I came, and I have one spare here. And I just cleaned it 2-3 weeks after that sandstorm, and it was dirty, but it was easy cleanable. Okay, and the box inside was not looking from all the oil from that oil filter from DNA, so the sand couldn't get stuck. It was really easy to get out. And also, what I recommend is doing. I'll just remove this already. Down here is the snorkel. If you go off-road, keep the snorkel inside. You will not notice, if you are like a novice like me, you will notice not much power, whatever. I don't know what the people all have is that. But I got this. This is from the Harley Davidson. Okay. But there's other brands. It's like a net what you put in the States. They use it because they're allowed to do. They have the air filter popping out there. And when it's raining or dusty conditions, they put this over the air filter. So I got this, put this around the snorkel, zip tie finished. I just didn't cut it because I didn't have a scissor with me. And when I don't remove this now because I have a lot of extra cable from the lights there. I have to really put pressure on it. It collects sand. I was really quite surprised. Works very well. Happy with that. You know, all those boxes here, the useless connector there for the USB, a complete waste of, I don't know what they had in their minds there. What else we got here? Rear brake, easy to change, no problems there ever had. This is all fine. Now you wonder why I have those protectors. Pure. One of the things is that the Mosko bag later sits on here because it's rubbing always here. I have to find, I probably, when I'm Tunisia now, because the tailors are very good here, I will get thick leather down here. Because when you have them really dirty and the sand goes in, it rubs. I don't want to remove this now, especially the first models from Oilings they put in the Triumph like mine. And my dealer didn't change it under warranty. They said it's because I'm riding off-road. It's even the other bikes who are not riding off-road have the same issue. There is like a plastic cover on top of it and it rubs against the aluminium. And mine doesn't look nice, but it still works. As I said, when it breaks, I remove it when it's before breaking and I go to on a trip, then I replace it, never else. Now, everybody hates this in the back. For me, it's functionality. It will stay there because when I have all my bags, it's raining, gravel, muddy road. You get dirty as shit if you don't have this standard one here. If you have the nice looking ones here, which looks cool, I like that, but it's not functional. Now, also regarding indicators, if I travel mostly with the bike and I ride it a lot, you know, also when I'm at home, I would like to have those bullet indicators here. But when you have the Mosko bags, you hardly can see. The rear traffic doesn't see you, okay? Because the indicators, when they come from here and you're indicating to the left or right, they don't see you because it's all covered with your gear. And for me, on road trips, longer road trips like this, I want to be seen as far as possible. That's the reason I have also a yellow shirt. Now, let's continue here. Is there anything else what I forgot? I just do all the maintenance by a Triumph dealer back home in Switzerland. I know it's expensive, but it's really good work they do. I think I just can say I never had any stupid things happening after it came out of maintenance. The only thing what I got under warranty, everybody knows the Bluetooth dangle key shit problem. Sorry. I had the same problem just the first couple of 500 kilometers. At one point, I couldn't even start the car. Triumph said, or maybe it could be my mobile telephone. You know, because it was new bike, nobody had experience with it, okay? And I had one of the first ones around. So I got a complete replacement of the whole receiver transmitter unit, and it was fine for some time. And then again, I had problems to a part where I could not start the bike again, even without the key, putting it under, you're placing it here to start, okay? And then I messed around a little bit with the key and opened the key because it was time to change the battery. And then I don't know, then it worked. So maybe it's the key fob itself. Maybe there's something wrong with the battery. So I just put a piece of paper in it or plastic, I can't remember. That was really in the beginning. I think I posted that also on the forum. And actually that was the problem. The battery was not tight enough in that little compartment of the key. So sometimes it got loose connection and then it didn't work anymore. Since then, I have no problems. But what I do is, if I don't use the bike, I switch it off from the Bluetooth key. Okay, always. Even if I go quickly shopping, it's for me like on, off. It's so habit. And then the battery lasts longer. I don't have problems. I have always spare battery, 2 of them with me. But you can get this battery also in Tunisia. It's no problem. So don't overpack like me. Okay, now we just do the electronic part, what I encounter with it. As you all know, you have that Bluetooth keyless fob system, which I really hate. I don't know why they did, because it has no other purpose to put the bike on and off, and the security for stealing. If somebody will steal your bike, especially in Europe, they just sit on it and go away. No, they come with a big truck. There's 8 people in it. They lift the whole bike, put it on a ramp, put it in the truck, and your bike is gone. Okay, so protection-wise, it's not really helpful. The other thing is, I got under warranty replaced in the first 500 kilometers because my bike didn't want to start even. Sometimes, yes, it got connection. Then I had to fiddle around with the emergency key, the safety key, to get it starting. At one point, it was so bad, it could not start at all. So they replaced under warranty the whole receiver and transmitter unit. At a later point, it started again. So I thought maybe it's my mobile telephone, it interferes with the Bluetooth, whatever, playing around. And one day my battery got empty. It gave me that warning. I replaced it, and I noticed that it was really loose inside. So, not really tight in the small compartment. And I just very carefully lifted up that lower flip of metal. Can't remember the name for it again. And pressed it more down and put some sticker in the background of the the top of the fob when you open the compartment. And now it's really tight in. And since then, I get only the warning, battery is getting low. I never ever had that problem again. So I think it was not the transmitter and receiver unit. I think it was a battery problem. I think I posted that as well on a forum somewhere in the beginning. Now, if you're like me, going to countries there's no Triumph dealer or mechanics who can do this, I mean, in like Morocco, I think they can fix everything like in Tunisia here, But in Morocco, I had this situation. I was going really fast over gravel, and then there was a big stone. He hit somewhere, and I almost bottomed out with my gear. And of course, I'm not riding ABS. I'm full off-road modus when I do that. I had disco lights all over here. ABS sensor, this doesn't work, and traction control on and off. So I said, oh shit, what I'm going to do. So I stopped in the middle of nowhere. First I thought maybe I really have a problem with the engine, which wasn't. Everything was fine. So for me, really, I don't care about the electronics then. I just get out of the place, because it was like still 100 kilometers in the middle of nowhere in Morocco. But I thought, oh God, I have time, and look for a tree, sit down, connected this, and then you can check also for resetting your maintenance wrench, which you have to go to a dealer. If you can't do that by yourself. You only can change the time, but the wrench will stay. To erase that, the best way is to use the OBD link. I have LX. Plug it in here. Okay. Connect the whole thing to your Android phone. I think the app, what I will mention now, is not available on iPhone. And the app is called, I forgot now, ICU Tune. Okay. And there you can check the bike, read the codes, erase the codes. And I think there was like 10 codes, everything. Okay. Erased them. And it stayed off for some time. And then after a while, when I went like over a small bump, everything came back. So I just left it like this because I didn't have any loose of power or anything. So it must be loose wires somewhere which gives a bad signal. In the end, when I went back to Switzerland after a month, and then brought it to the second big service maintenance, this pulled when I bottomed out the back and made that loose. And also the sensor, can't see it now here where it's going, down here, the sensor here got really dirty. So now I clean that regularly, check this is good. I think they made this even longer for me now. So all this is fine. I recommend this if you do go into places where there's no dealer who can connect you and see what the error codes is. Get one of those. I recommend that really. So what else to say? regarding suspensions, front is all standard. In the back, I have them from the company Tech. I think they're in Britain. They have heavy top springs, and they are, in my opinion, I'm around, season, don't laugh now, season, Christmas time, I'm more heavy than in the summertime. Let's put it this way. So let's say I'm around between 95 and 100 kilos. Okay, I'm 190 meter high, 1 meter, 90 centimeters plus high. So I bring a lot of weight on the bike with the Mosko setup and all my extra luggage and my other stuff I bring on those journeys. So you should get really the Tech heavy springs. I don't know if he still has them available in his shop. I think he's a good guy. And here, you see, I have to go there inside and clean it up. This I have for my weight down. I think it's 1/4 down, turned down here. Jesus, this looks bad. I have to clean that up. Okay, so now about that. What else to say? I never had problems with the oiling so far. They're all fine. Okay, now quickly to the exhaust and Mosko setup, what I have here, to explain it. First of all, just back to maintenance, and when I'm riding off-road is, after each off-road, second one, like 100 kilometers on gravel, whatever, always check your screws and bolts. They will come loose with Loctite, and with special washers, they will come loose. So always check around, have your tools always with you. If you do some adventuring thing like this, exploring. Now, for the heat problem is, everybody says, oh my God, ugly or not, whatever. I tried many solutions for the heat problem, okay? So the first thing is, you see this rubbers here? No, let's first this is just regular yellow heat tape like what you put there, just in yellow, okay? That stops a little bit the heat. And then this is silicone, unflammable, heat-resistant stuff. Nothing will happen to it. This is not, but I don't have any problems with it. Behind here, I made myself out of the same material washers, put them behind, so I stop the heat transfer to this plate. That's the first thing I did. And then in the beginning, when I started with Mosko, I think you can do this with all brands. When you use loose, not aluminium boxes, which I really don't like, and I think it's not good off-road. So you have the problem of the heat here. So all this stuff is getting to melt. In the beginning, I listened to everybody. Oh, you need this stuff from Mosko. There's other companies do this. It doesn't work because when you have metal on metal, you have heat transfer. The thing is getting the same heat as your exhaust. 100% tested it, measured it. It will get the same heat. Those are from. There should be also always a space between those when you have bags or your leg is close, because you have them also for the race bikes. It's just the heat is not getting completely up. But we will put the Mosko bags straight over here. The other problem is when you have two of them here, the whole Mosko setup, the bags will come out really far. Okay, I didn't like that. Now I show you how I set up the, they are fixed with this, how I set up the Mosko bag system. And I have help from a friend of mine here. My cameraman Nuri helps me because it's difficult to do it with a tripod and all this. So he helps me quickly, and I will show you how I set it up. So, forgot this for the Scrambler. Now, Nuri will come a little bit closer here and film this area. The first thing is, it's a cheap anti-skid plastic canvas, whatever, okay? And now, many people ask me in the forum, how do you protect it from the heat and it's not getting fired up? I was riding Morocco, I was riding Tunisia, now it's getting warm, around 30 degrees in the desert, even higher. And this is a welder's blanket. You can't burn it. And it reflects also a little bit the heat. So I put this on. put it over here. Here I always look, it's covered completely here. Other side is not so important. I have it like that. Okay. So first thing is, I want my heavy part of the Mosko system going over here, this line, which is exactly the heat problem. So now I take that back, and when camera comes closer, I put also, you know, this material is from this racing cars for the inside of the engine. Was, I thought, a good idea. It is. I still would do it if I get new. But you see, the whole Mosko stuff is getting melted away and getting smaller. But that is the problem of this. With my first setup, I had this directly sitting here and one here. That's getting hot. It melts the soft stuff. I don't know the name for it. Anyway, since I don't use this anymore and have it like this, the problem is solved. What I will do later is, maybe I'll do it even in Tunisia. I will take this to a tailor and make this complete area with this. And then the problem is solved. Now, let's put this gear on. So, my position is always like this. Okay, and then you tie it up. I will not tie it up. I mean, you guys know when you use Mosko, you put it here, up, and all this. There are plenty of people who make videos of this on YouTube, and I don't know where else. So I put it down here, put it nicely down. On the other side as well. On the other side as well. Here around, you know, I have to tie it up properly. Now, so when you look now, all my heavy stuff I have goes down below in the sacks. I don't have them with me now. Now, when you look from behind, Nuri, can you come here and film here? When you look, come a bit closer. This is hanging down like on other motorcycles, okay? When I have my weight down there, I keep all the weight down there. Here, when you look down here, can you come? When you look inside here, it goes around here because we have the exhaust there, okay? So what I do is I pack the right side like this. I put first the water, what you call this name? That there's no water getting into the bag. I don't know what you call this bags from Mosko. Water resistant, not waterproof bags inside there. And then I pack it, okay? Heavy stuff down, then tie it all down. They have this new thing called Goblin. Not a good idea, I think, because this is not that really good. That's about it. Okay, for me, it works. Of course, when Nuri, cameraman, comes here, and look here, I still have place. When you look here, when I'm riding, I still have wind going here, which takes the heat out as well. When you are standing at a traffic light, you feel some heat. But everybody knows this. This thing produces heat, with or without catalysator. The only thing is, I don't know, because this is the 2019, the catalysator is in front. And on the newer models starting 22, they have the catalysator here, which produces a lot of heat. Many people talk about this forum when you have somebody on the back. It's getting hot now here, not anymore there. Now it's getting hot here. So I don't know, but it should still work. If not, take the cut out if you can do this legally. Now, that's about this. Regarding, the cameraman comes here, please. Why did I choose Mosko? And there are other ones around as well, but those are the toughest. And with my riding skills, I need protection. So imagine I have aluminium boxes on the side. The whole thing becomes like a big, I don't want to mention the brand. With this, I can pass by everywhere. When I fall, these bags protect my bike really, really well. I'm really happy with that. The only thing is, of course, it's people like to steal your stuff. Like you go into the hotel, you have this there. I mean, it's very fast to remove it. If somebody wants to steal something, thank you, he can do it, even without protection and cable wires and locks and all this. I have my solution. It's just like a little lock like this. Amazon, very tight. It's called hip lock, I think. I have 2 or 3 of them. And I just, when I'm done packing, I lock it down around here and one here. That's okay for me. The tank bag I have from Mosko as well. The only really not good benefit about Mosko is the first one is expensive. And I think this is holding longer than my bike holds, to be honest. So really durable, but it's heavy. There's other solutions I saw, they're lighter, but I saw somebody crash with it. It's ripped it all open. So I think it's good. And also from the heat, it's stopping a little bit the heat because it is thick material. Yeah, that is about that. I hope you understood how I have set it up all. I'm happy with that. Not sponsored by Mosko. Nothing is sponsored. It's all done by me. And functionality wise, just come back to the front because a lot of people are asking about this. I had this made in Tunisia because the local bikes here, especially in the desert area, have that on their own bikes to protect them from the heat. You know, the tank, when it's like 40, 50 degrees, they have those covers on it. And of course they are too small, so Taylor made me a bigger one. It's not really, you know, high grade or something, but I have a guy now who makes it really professional looking. Better quality, maybe I use even leather. I don't know yet. Anyway, it's nice, you have even pockets on the side. It's not heavy at all, like it. The next thing I wanted to talk about is my tires and spokes. Just let me get something. It's also regarding maintenance. Every hard off-road, when I stop having a drink or something like this, and I know it was really hard, I check my rims. Both sides, I do the spoke checks, and until now, knock on wood, I never had problems with those rims. The front, I always ride TKC 80 with bad experience with of course, the original ones, I removed them very fast. Completely useless. In even slightly gravel, you will slide the front, which happened to me. I'm not experienced, had to learn my hard ways. And then I tried the Scorpions STR. Also, the front was slipping away. There are videos of it when I fall down, the front just slips away, you know. And then somebody told me, Frank, you should try TKC 80. I put it on. I think that's the 3rd one now. I don't know how many tire changes I had now, 5 or 6, I don't know. From the TKC 80, that's number 3 now. Absolutely happy. When I'm riding off-road on the street, I have it at, I think it's bar. Let's say it's in bar. I put them between 2.8 to 9 when I have a long way on the highway. And if I'm going slightly off-road, gravel roads, I go on 1.8, 1.9, 1.7, around that. And I'm happy with this. What I learned now, when I'm riding really only sand, like here in Tunisia, the desert stretch I did, I put it even down at 1, okay? I don't have any problems that they're slipping anything. It's a tubeless system anyway, which I really like. I have my caoutchouc repair thingy with me all the time. And of course my small pump, electric pump, to fill them up again. So that's the front, no problems there. Of course they don't look like new now. Then go to the back. And in the back, right now I have the Motos Tractionator Adventure. Okay, I have a personal review, not a paid view. Like everything is for free here for everybody to take his opinion from it. I also like the Motos GPS, which I did 21,000 kilometers on it. It has a middle continuous area, but you can ride it around. I post a link in the videos somewhere here, I don't know, from yours in the left, I think, or on the top. don't know. Anyway, but I like also this. This is the second one I use, and I have zero problems with it. I put it on 2.8, 2.9. I'm going on highway, and when I go off-road, I put it at 1.8, and when I'm in the desert now, I know I can go like 1.2, and it really rides smoothly, and it's very strong cascade, I think. It's not slipping on the rim, even with my heavy gear on it, if I'm in that sand or gravel, whatever. Of course, when it's a stony mountain, I put more pressure in it. You know, you get the feel for it. You just need to find your way of it. I just like them. I had other ones on the back, like the Scorpion as well. Maybe they are better in wet conditions, okay? I'm not riding fast around roundabouts. I'm not speeding. You know, I'm really, really chilled, relaxed, because I want to reach my destinations and stay with the bike as long as possible without major problems. So on top of that, I'm not jumping and make super videos when I'm racing around corners. For me, I need to get that bike from A to B without any big problems. If there is a hard area of off-road, I will always check if I can make it without any problems, or take the way around. The next mountain area is maybe even beautiful, more beautiful and more scenery nice, than rather stay in there 3 hours and fixing the bike and lifting it up, which is quite difficult because it's top heavy on top of that. But the Mosko bags, when they are full, they help you also a little bit to lift it up, which I can do one time, and then I have a lift, which I take with me always. In one of my videos, you can see this lift when I broke my shoulder. A lot of people laugh about this, but for me and my back, it's perfect. I rather carry the extra weight of that lift than break my back, which doesn't happen so often, that when I crash that I don't get it up. I have to unload everything, but I just get out the lift now, which is always here, and the bike is up very fast. Yeah, this one, they are made from Australia, so I assume they have Australia market, heat condition, lots of desert. So of course this knobby tire is not good on wet, okay? But I don't ride fast in wet anyway, okay? Or rain or something like that. Take it easy, and it lasts you a long, long, long time. Keep in mind that I'm a complete novice. Okay, I don't know, a little bit better than a novice, I would say, riding around in this bike. I prefer it at the moment more than a Tenere, whatever, but that's my choice. You know, everybody has his own style. They go on 10 days riding with a tent on it into the mountains. I go longer, and I need the bike to be functional, reliable, so I can enjoy it on my longer trips. Yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed it and got some out of it, and I answered some of your questions. Again, excuse my German English. But if you have questions when I was talking too fast or you couldn't understand me, just put them down in the comments. I will check there every 2-3 days in this YouTube app. And hope you all have a nice day and enjoy the Scrambler. It's really a good bike for my purpose, for what I use it. Okay, take care and thanks.